Hey guys, welcome back. Today is appetizer day. I'm going to show you how to make cowboy sliders. I need something to put on my football board with football games coming up, and then we've got holidays just around the corner in a blink of an eye. I've got something new for you guys today. So we're going to go ahead and get our bacon going so we have that nice and golden brown and crisp, and then we're going to put the rest of this together. Come on down, you guys. Now I'm just going to use some center cut bacon. I'm going to be cooking mine in the air fryer. It only takes 10 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious cowboy butter that we're going to use on our sliders. So we're just going to cook about 5 to 6 pieces. Now if you want to do this in the oven, you can cook your bacon in the oven. Just bake it up about 425 degrees for that takes a little bit longer, probably about 15 to 18 minutes, depending on how crisp you want your bacon. Or you can always fry it in a frying pan and be done with that. But I don't have to watch the air fryer cook my bacon, so we're going to do it this way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for a snack. Now I'm just using my Instant Vortex Plus. Let's see, time. We'll put it 10 minutes at 350 degrees. We'll let it go. Okay, cowboy butter sauce. Now this recipe can be found on my recipe blog, catherinesplates.com. This is a great flavored sauce for steak, chicken, pork, vegetables. It's really good for anything, especially these sliders we're making today. So what we're going to start off with, we're going to melt 8 tablespoons of butter. Now I find that we tend to like the extra butter, so my recipe calls for 6 tablespoons, but I'm just going to do the whole stick. It is cowboy butter, right? So I'm going to just break it down into 3s, put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds to a minute, and let that melt up. All right, to the melted butter, we're going to squeeze in half a lemon. I'm just going to use my lemon squeezer here. Just put it in face down, and let's squeeze. To that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a little extra never hurt. We're going to go in with 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now that's the recipe. We find that a little extra cayenne pepper never hurt anybody. So I'm going to go in with 1/4 of a teaspoon. We're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Now this is the smoked paprika. 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme. That's going to add some good flavor. 2 tablespoons of dried chives. We're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to put in 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. Now you can adjust these flavors any way you want. If you want more of something, you can just add it. Now we're going to chop up some fresh parsley. I'm going to just kind of twist it up a little bit there. Take my lemon knife, I'm going to chop it up really fine. Now if you don't want to use fresh parsley, you can use dried parsley. Put in about 1/2 tablespoon. There we go. All right, let's add that. Just going to take a fork. We're just going to blend this together. I would say use a whisk, but I find that using a whisk, you get those parsley pieces in there and it's hard to get out. So fork is totally fine. We're going to remix this when we're ready to baste our slider buns. All right, we're going to set this off to the side and let's make that meat mixture. I've got 1 pound of ground beef in a medium skillet. We're going to place this over medium-high heat. We're going to break up our ground beef, start cooking it until it's no longer pink. All right, I'm just using my meat masher. It's my favorite tool in the kitchen. All right, while I'm browning up the ground beef, I got my husband over here. He's going to be chopping up some jalapenos to put on his side of the sliders. Well, my daughter Rihanna and Joseph, my son, they'll eat the jalapenos too. So we'll leave a few of them without the jalapenos. These are optional. He's going to slice those up and get them ready while I'm doing the meat here. Those are not going into the meat mixture. Just wanted to let y'all know. Woo, those are strong. Are you leaving the seeds in them?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Many ways to do it. With no heat, you can take the seeds out of them as you're slicing for kind of a medium heat. And then if you want full heat, leave all that in. All right, it's all browned up. I'm just going to scoot over my ground beef. It's nice and browned. We want to drain off any excess grease, however you get your grease out of your pan. I just take some paper towels, lay it in there. Woo. Smush it into the meat. You want to drain this good. You don't want all of this in your sliders because it'll make them wet. You don't want that. All right, let's take a look. There we go. All right, we're going to add our onion. We're going to cook this down until the onions are nice and soft. Just take a few minutes. We're going to add in half a teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going to cook this for 30 seconds just to release the flavors of the garlic into the ground beef and onion. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of your favorite hamburger seasoning. Now this is a McCormick brand. Boop. There we go. We're going to swirl in about half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, however you say it. I grew up saying it like that. And then we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We'll ramp up that pepper flavor. And then we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, let's mix this all together. We're going to keep this dry. All right, we're going to turn off the heat. We're ready to build up our sliders. I am using these sliders by Pepperidge Farm, and these are mini buns. They're already split in half. You can certainly use the Hawaiian's king rolls. You can use a serrated bread knife and just slice right through them to create your bottoms and your tops. All right, so we're going to pull these out of here. Oops, hold on a minute. What we're going to do is spray the bottom of our 9x13 baking dish. I got a little ahead of myself on that one. We just want to coat it. That way things don't stick. All right, we're going to place our buns into our baking dish. And what I'm going to do is just take off the tops. We'll come back to those later. Just going to lay them over here. All right, I'm going to evenly place them into my baking dish, just like that. Okay, we're going to baste our bottom of the rolls or your buns with half of the butter mixture here. I'm going to give it a mix and then slather it on. Don't forget that parsley. Just gives a nice color. There we go. All right, we're going to take the butter out of here. Hang on to it though. We're going to bring over that meat mixture that we made. Yeah, these are kind of like sloppy joes almost, right? And we are going to place these all over the buns. Wherever it lands, just make sure most of it lands on the center of your bun. There we go. I'm missing a bun because I got overzealous there when I was opening the package. So I'll just put the rest of that meat mixture wherever I see a bun. Cover them up. All right, we're going to add some jalapeno to, let's see, 3/4 of these. I think he said 1 slice right in the middle.
Sure.
All right, so these are pretty big. All right, so we're going to just double up on 6 of them. All right, now we're going to go in, place this delicious bacon on top. So I'm going to put 1 on each piece. You can double up on that if you want and make extra bacon. Mmm. That's delicious. All right, we're going to take 2 cups of shredded cheese and we're going to go all over our sliders over here on top of the bacon. So I'm kind of mounding on top of that bacon there. This will hold everything together as much as possible, which is fun. There we go. Now, I got a surprise for you guys. Guess what's coming next? It's not the top bun yet. Crispy fried onions. I love these. They remind me of the holidays sometimes. The green bean casserole. All right, so we're going to sprinkle some of these right on top. So let me see. This is a 6 ounce package, and I'm going to be using about half of this, so 3 ounces of the crispy fried onions. There we go. Do these crunch? Let's see. Very yummy. We're going to take the top of our buns and we're going to place them down on top of those onions. Now, if you have the Hawaiian's king rolls, you can split them up if you want. Or you can just put the whole thing in there and then at the end, you can just slice them and do that. I got to figure out where my bottoms of the buns are, make sure I'm on them. That's close enough. All right, let's take that rest of our cowboy butter that we made. Now, if you need to loosen that up a little bit, you can put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, just like that. Slather it on. Now, just remember, you've got 12 or how many ever tops of buns to cover with, so don't go overboard, which I tend to do. But we're gonna, because this will melt all into that, into those other layers, melt down to the bottom. And if you have anything extra, dab it somewhere. I've got my oven preheating at 350 degrees. We're going to cover our baking dish with some aluminum foil. Now I'm using non-stick. Oh, that's the non-stick side. Now, if you don't have the non-stick, I would just take your foil and you're going to spray it and then put the sprayed side down on top of your dish. And that'll keep it from sticking to your buns. We're going to bake this for 15 minutes. We're going to take the foil off. We're going to place it back in there for another 5 or 10 minutes until that cheese is nice and ooey gooey. We're going to plate these up. All right, these just came out of the oven. I'm going to remove some and put them on my football board so it looks party ready. All right, I've served them on my football tray here. Those look good. I'm going to take a bite. That's delicious. Going in for that fried onion. You guys, you need to give a thumbs up on this one. Give this one a try for sure. Jalapenos or no jalapenos. All right. Oh, those are going to be perfect. Little appetizer for any occasion. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment down below if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. All right, you guys. I'll see y'all on the next episode.